Hello everyone, I am DAGG and these are the Saint Seiya Knights of the Zodiac spin-offs.
I just want to know what my life is for. Winning never much I have to play. I haven't felt like this before. The truth is gonna be revealed today. I really don't have anyone to slay. No need to live this way. Love will fill the world and it will rain. Scream forever. Saint Seiya, we're calling out for you. Saint Seiya, help us to come through. The nephew of confusion, the concept of trepidation, the weapons of indecision, the lead us to the realm of all of
Welcome everyone to a brand new video. Last time on everything you need to know about Saint Seiya Knights of the Zodiac, we talk about everything about the main series. I will link that video down below in case you haven't seen it, and it will also pop up in the end cards. So, Saint Seiya Knights of the Zodiac sure has a lot, and I mean a lot of spin-offs. Since the following of the original Saint Seiya anime got cancelled, you can see the reasons on the video that I posted before this one. Saint Seiya Knights of the Zodiac, to keep on being relevant, has released many, a surprising amount of spin-offs, and that's not bad. So, right off the bat, let's start with one of my favorites, that being Saint Seiya Lost Canvas. Oh boy, Saint Seiya Lost Canvas. Though it is from Masami Kurumada, the one who created this manga was Shiori Teshirogi. She created this amazing series. The anime of Saint Seiya Lost Canvas and this story, the story in general, takes place in the previous Holy War, around 200 and so years before the events of the original Saint Seiya Knights of the Zodiac. In this story, the Saints of Athena, this being another Athena, battle Hades. And this story is actually this reincarnation of Athena and Hades, and also Thelma, which Thelma is the new Pegasus Saint, not Seiya. It's a very touching story because Thelma, Sasha, Athena, alone with Hades, grew up together as orphans, and they got separated when they were very young, and we see each other turn out, well, the way they are, alone becoming Hades, Sasha becoming Athena, and Thelma becoming the Pegasus Saint. It is one of my favorite stories. It has a lot of deaths. Yeah, it is a sad anime. It has some epic moments, mostly because instead of being animated by Toei Animations, this was animated by TMS. So this was a new group, and they actually did a very good job. But because it was made by TMS, the Saint Seiya franchise was with both Toei Animation and TMS. So one had to go, and they chose to stay with Toei Animations and leave TMS. So the anime got cancelled, and we never saw a true ending. It was left on a cliffhanger. But the story did finish in the manga. So I watched the original anime around 3 years ago, and I'm taking a look back into the series. and I'm actually buying the mangas monthly as I buy the other ones, the original story. You can also see that on my previous video. But yeah, I've been collecting them monthly. I've been doing this for 7 months, and if you manage to find the Senseiya mangas or Los Canvas, I really recommend it. It's one of the best Senseiya stories out there, and if you watch the anime and you want to know how the story ends, because it's truly an amazing story, I really recommend trying out the manga. The second spin-off that I want to talk about is also from Senseiya Los Canvas. It is called Senseiya Gaiden. Senseiya Gaiden is basically an introduction to the Golden Saints and other aspects about the story. So it's more or less like a prequel to the Senseiya Los Canvas story. I haven't read any of the manga, but I'm planning on to do so when I finish reading the original Senseiya Los Canvas manga. Next up, to our third spin-off, we have Senseiya Omega. Oh boy, Sensei Omega. So this will take some time. Sensei Omega was a desperate attempt by Toei Animations to bring new life into the Senseiya franchise. It is a story about the newest generation. We have new Pegasus Saint, that being Koga. We have a minor lion saint, an eagle saint, which they decrease the level of the cloth, because we can see Marin from the original Senseiya. She is also the eagle saint, but she is a silver rank. And here they made it a bronze rank, and that's something you don't do. We have the wolf cloth. We have the wolf saint. We also have the Orion saint. He's actually very good. And we also have again the Dragon Saint. I mean, the idea is not bad, but how they executed it, that was awful. They changed the clothes, not only the look. The look, I'm up for a change, but I mean, comparing it to the original or to the Lost Canvas one, these cloths are stupid. They are called the flexible. They are like flexible metal or something like that. That's how they call them, but it doesn't work. Alright, they look like, honestly, Sailor Moon characters. So yeah, they don't work. The only good things that I can see about this series is when we have our original Senseiya characters. For example, Seiya, we have Kiki, we have Shiryu, Hyoga, Sean, Nikki, all the gang. When they appear, that's the most epic moments. And I'm gonna say, Omega does have some interesting villains. I'll give them that point. Some fights are pretty good, but they executed many things bad. Like, they are truly bad. Some elements of the story are very good, and some are just plain awful. I'm not going to go too much into detail on why you should avoid Senseiya Omega. It's not canon. Also, Senseiya Los Canvas isn't canon, but it's a good story. But yeah, if you can avoid this one, do it. And don't start with Senseiya Omega. That's a definitely no. Don't start with Senseiya Omega. If you guys want, you can tell me in the comments down below, and I can talk about the positive and negative aspects of Senseiya Omega, because that truly can be a video on itself. Now we move on to Senseiya soul of gold. And I really like this one, okay? I love the Golden Saints, but I'm not like, oh, they need to be part of the story so it can be a good Saint Seiya story. No, no. I'm not like that, but I do love this one because, well, it is a story mainly, it's a story where the main characters are the Golden Saints, alright? It's a story completely about the Golden Saints. We have a new god, which is Loki. So let's go. We throw back to Asgard from the original Saint Seiya anime. I cannot tell you which time this takes place because that would be another huge spoiler for the original Saint Seiya series, because it takes place in the original Saint Seiya story, but I don't want to spoil it. It is kinda not canon, but I still don't want to talk about why this happens, because no, that's a huge no, that's a massive spoiler. But trust me, it has some great animations, great fights, and even though it's a very basic story, the fights are amazing, in my opinion. And it's also very short, it only has 13 episodes. So, and by the way, I saw it in the theater. Yeah, I even have my popcorn, my popcorn thing over there. So it is a very good anime in my opinion, but you need to watch the original in order to understand better this one. And now we move to Saint Seiya, Saintia Sho. Saint Seiya, Saintia Sho, well, I'm kind of divided about it. I really like it. Well, let me talk about the story first. This also takes place at the same time as the original Saint Seiya Knights of the Zodiac. It takes place before, during, and after the main story. But in terms of comparison, the manga is way better than the anime. I will explain that later. I've actually been reading the Saintia Sho anime. All of these I bought them over in United States, so you can easily find one of these over on Barnes and Nobles or somewhere like that. It is truly a great story. Yeah, I'm going to explain. Yeah, sorry, I'm going to explain the story. This is basically a group of Saintias. They are not saints, they are Saintias, which are basically saints, but they are a female group and they are personal bodyguards of Athena. They are mostly a secret, but as we read along, more saints start to discover them. For example, we have like 5 saints, 5 golden saints who know them. I think Seiya and Sean also know them, but this is not about that. So I'm going to talk about the first part, also being the first season of the anime. Basically, Shoko, who is our main character, was going to be the vessel for the goddess of discord, Ares. So the reincarnation of Ares was going to be on her, but when she tried to conquer her body the first time, Milo of Scorpio was able to stop her. So Shoko already kind of knew about the saints. Many years later, Kyoko, her sister, goes to a palace to train, that being the Saintia training camps. And Shoko doesn't know that. So she lives a normal life until one day on school she gets attacked by Ares, but was saved just in time by Kyoko, her sister, and me, who is a new Saintia and she has the constellation of a dolphin. We then move to Athena's or Saori Kido's mansion, where she gets attacked again, and we see how Kyoko sacrifices herself to be the reincarnation of Ares, and how Shoko, our main character, takes Kyoko's blood and starts growing herself as a Saintia, and well, we see her grow, meet new characters, of course, but great battles in the manga, um, and yeah, it's a fight between the Saintias, Athena, the Gold Saints, and Ares, and it takes place at the same time as the original series, so that's very cool. But let me talk a little about the anime. Yeah, I'm showing clips of the anime, but now I'm going to talk about the anime. So the anime was produced by Toei Animation. The first season just ended a couple of weeks ago, and well, the story, well, Toei Animation changed quite a lot about the story. The quality was kind of bad, to the point where the original author of the manga had to tweet that she's sorry for how Toei Animation is making the story, how it's making it look. So, big yikes. But basically, the mistakes that Toei Animation made was that the art style was not as good. Some moments were really bad. They had a lot of fan service moments that was good for me. I like those fan service moments, but still, still they made almost the Saintias and Ares, mostly side characters, and made the Golden Saints and the Bronze Saints as almost the main characters, and they really screwed up the story, where the 12th temple battle took 4 pages of the manga. Here it took almost 1 full episode, and yeah, they didn't really focus on the Saintias. So instead of watching the manga, you should give it a try. Alright, I enjoyed some moments, I didn't enjoy some other moments, but you should really try the manga. The manga is one of the best stories of Saint Seiya out there. Now, let's move to our next spin-off, that being Saint Seiya Episode G. So Episode G's are basically stories, not canon, of the Golden Saints. As we can see, this is Ioria. So one of the biggest changes is the art style. So you may not like it thanks to the art style, but if you can get over that, you like the stories. They are not bad. They are actually very good. I've only read the first volume, so I cannot talk too much about it. Only that there are some other stories about the Golden Saints. That's basically it. It's not canons, and I don't really know in which place or time this takes place, but you can give it a try. They are good. Now another spin-off is also Saint Seiya Episode G Assassin. So this is not Episode G, this is Episode G Assassin, and I really like this one. Even though the style is different, but it is full color. That's very good. And this mostly takes place on the life of Shura, the Capricorn Saint. I believe this takes place before the original story, but I do like this one, and I want to continue reading this one. I've heard that it has a lot of fan service moments. I cannot say which moments, because that will also be spoilers, and I don't want to get spoiled because I don't even know them. But they say that this one is very good. Again, the main character in this one is Shura of Capricorn, and we can see him go to various real-life locations. Like in here, he goes to Japan to destroy a big fire monster, and you know, this one is very good. Now, Saint Seiya Episode 0. I don't really know too much about it, only that it is the story of how Aiolos escapes from the Pope who tried to kill Athena. You can also watch that in the other video. But that's basically it, how a more detailed version of how Aiolos escaped from the sanctuary. Now, Saint Seiya Next Dimension. This is what I really want to talk about. Saint Seiya Next Dimension is the continuation of the story after the Hades arc in the manga. So not Heaven Chapter Overture. Let's pretend that didn't exist, and this is the official continuation. I already have volume 3 because I think they are only released in Spain, and when they bring them here to Mexico, I sometimes have the opportunity to buy them. I've been looking for issue 1 and 2, I cannot find them. I can find 7, 5, even 10, and this is still going in a very slow rate because Masami Kurumada, well, he's old, but he's still continuing the series. This is done by him. So this basically takes place at the same time as Saint Seiya Los Canvas, but since this is official and Saint Seiya Los Canvas is not the official one, Saint Seiya Los Canvas doesn't count. So you can take Saint Seiya Los Canvas as what would happen if this didn't happen. So I know it's weird, I cannot say much about what it is about, only that it takes place, it is the official canon continuation of the Saint Seiya manga and story after the Saint Seiya Hades arc of Yorino. So I wish I can find the other ones. I think there's been 60 volumes of this one. That information may be incorrect. And finally, this is the last spin-off that we know about, and that is Saint Seiya Origin, and it is also the most recent one. This has been released only in Japan, and I believe it's a 3 or 4 issue manga official by Masami Kurumada, which talks the story about the two brothers, that being Saga of Gemini and Canon also of Gemini, his brother. And I also cannot say what it is about, because that would be another spoiler, but it's also kind of a prequel to the original story. So yeah, basically a lot of these mangas talk about the original story and are before or after and contain spoilers. So if you really want to know what they are about and you want me to spoil them for you, you can DM me on Twitter, Instagram, Discord. You know, they are in the description down below, so you can check them out there, because these are really good stories and I don't want to spoil any of them for you, unless you want to, of course. Anyway, that will be all for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next episode. See you later. Bye bye.